Hi everyone, I'm Johan. Today I'm going to talk about the DoorDash Product Manager interview process. At the end of this video, you should have a good understanding of the process itself, what interviewers look at, and a bunch of tips for each round. Quick intro, I'm from Prepfully. This video has been put together by DoorDash Product Managers who are also interview coaches on Prepfully. They've coached hundreds of candidates successfully and are available on the website for direct booking if you're looking for more personalized guidance. Okay then, moving on to the interview. The DoorDash Product Manager interview process is divided into three main stages. Step 1, phone screen with a recruiter. Step 2, phone screen with a hiring manager and/or current PM. Lastly, virtual on-site interviews. The process typically takes 4 to 6 weeks, and sometimes there is a take-home assessment. Let's discuss the process in further detail. First, we have the recruiter screen, which is conducted over the phone with a product management recruiter. I have 4 tips for this round. Firstly, be prepared with a short, brief intro to get the "tell me about yourself" question out of the way. Next, be super on top of every line item on your resume. The recruiter can cherry pick stuff relevant to the role and they'd want to dig into this. Thirdly, use this opportunity to find out more about the role, what the hiring manager is looking for, how the org is structured, what the recruiter thinks will be the key challenges, etc. This is a great opportunity to customize your answers further down. Finally, don't share salary expectations up front. You won't be doing yourself a favor. Moving on, the second interview is another phone screen. But before that, depending on a combination of what the hiring manager and the recruiter decide, you might be given a take-home assessment. It will be an analytical exercise where you will be given hypothetical data, usually in Excel worksheets, and you'll either have to extract insights from them or answer specific questions. It typically lasts 3 hours. Now, about the second phone screen, this time it is arranged by a hiring manager who may be accompanied by a currently working PM. It's divided into 2 parts: product prioritization and product sense. I have 3 tips for this round. Firstly, nearly all of your core PM competencies, product strategy, ideation, brainstorming, prioritization, MVP thinking, execution, metrics, and iteration skills are tested, albeit slightly superficially this round. So there's a tremendous amount of area being covered in this interview. You want to be super concise. You don't want your interviewer noting, "Did you have a chance to explore XYZ?" in their interview feedback. Second, make sure to leverage opportunities to flag fit. Example, I've actually built a product for a similar customer segment at XYZ, and my insight was that they often struggle with ABC. Both shows an appreciation for customer problems while driving home your unique fit for a role. Third, practice extensively. Can't stress this enough. We're a mock interviews platform, so we have a biased take on this, but honestly, this isn't something you want to go unprepared into, since interviews have a habit of going down tangents you can't anticipate beforehand, and it's less the content part of the practice, more the mindset that practicing with coaches can help you get into. That is the most valuable part of working with a coach. For DoorDash specifically, Prepfully has 2 excellent product managers from DoorDash who are able to provide one-on-one interview coaching. You can directly book some time with them using the link in the description box. Now let's discuss the on-site interview. This is the final stage of the DoorDash PM interview process, where you will face a range of PMs, senior PMs, and directors or group PMs. There are 4 broad interviews and an extra one for people manager roles. Let me break them down for you. First, we have the product sense round. This is to get an insight into understanding of products. Can you handle a broad problem statement all the way from the understanding of the problem, clarifying relevant constraints, thinking of the market landscape and user challenges, to a proposed set of solutions. Next, there is the product prioritization round. Can you make relevant trade-offs? Your interviewers are seeing if you are aware of how difficult some decisions can be and your approach to navigating problems you might create when accepting these trade-offs. Thirdly, we have product analytics. The goal here is to see if you can leverage data to drive insights and actions. Number one, what metrics would you use to track success? Why? Number two, how would you react to a metric going a certain way in an experiment or to a metric going negative without a directly associated event? 3, how would you come up with a hypothesis to drive some specific sort of impact? The 4th round focuses on values. This one is the most straightforward. The idea is to assess your motivational and behavioural fit with DoorDash. Will you succeed in DoorDash's ecosystem, way of working, involving stakeholders in the right way, etc. Finally, we have the people management and leadership round, which is mostly only for group PM and director roles. I have 5 tips for you. Firstly, the product sense questions. Practice thinking day to day about products you use, both tech and non-tech. And once you feel you're ready, practice with peers or coaches to make sure you're approaching these questions the right way. Secondly, for the product prioritization interview, think in advance of difficult trade-offs you've had to make. Obvious ones are tech debt versus features. Harder ones could be small step iterations and wins versus long-term bets. The truly insightful ones that reveal your approach to the craft will be more meta level, such as catching up to a competitor versus building a differentiator. Frame it in a way that shows you've had to deal with this sort of thing before. Thirdly, for the values round. Number 1, ready up on DoorDash's values. Make sure to embed them within your answers in the context of a product manager at DoorDash, since this is effectively a shortcut to the checkboxes your interviewer will inevitably need to check in their interview rubric. Number 2, prepare your stories beforehand, optimizing for the key takeaway you want your interviewers to have. Too many candidates treat this interview like a fireside chat. That's a mistake. Your interviewer is trying to understand if you can handle really difficult, tricky situations. Getting to know you and your past situations is the pleasant side effect. The real question they are trying to answer is going to be something like, hey, I know this team's PM is going to have a hard time with the UX person given the really difficult trade-offs that need to be made between user experience and revenue. Let me maybe ask a question that helps me suss out how they'll react. And the question is innocently going to be framed as, tell me about a time you couldn't reach an agreement with a peer. You want to make sure you deliver your key takeaways, learning and competence extremely clearly rather than leaving it for the interviewer to extract from your answer. So practice is key here. Ask friends for help or go to a professional platform like Prepfully to get practice with any one of the DoorDash PMs who have been mentoring hundreds of candidates. And finally, don't prepare only for the happy path. Most interviewers will ask you about the challenges, since this is where the biggest existential issues to a team's success can occur. Make sure to have some honest examples of difficult conversations you've had to have, as well as times where you didn't manage to make things work out. Everyone fails sometimes. They want to see you having learnt from the failure in a direct and tangible way, and you need to have these examples ready. Right, that's all from us. Lots of additional helpful resources in the description. Don't forget to check them out. If you found the video helpful, do like and subscribe. Thanks and good luck.
Thanks for watching the video. If you liked it, please subscribe. Our website is prepfully.com. We've got lots of interview questions there. You can also schedule a mock interview with one of our experts. You can find the link in the description below. All the best from us at Prepfully, and we hope you totally rock your interview.